What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Simba Sports Hub, man, where we talk all things Washington Commanders football, man. Hey, man, I think the last time I checked, we are currently at 30 subscribers. You know, subtle applause, subtle applause. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody that subscribed up to the channel, man. And y'all know what y'all need to go ahead and do, man. Before we get into the topics of discussion, man, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Y'all hit that like button, man. And y'all drop a comment, man. Cause again, we are here to talk football. We are here to talk my team, the Commanders. So, we're gonna go into, my final thoughts of week two. Kind of give a little bit of official grades. Kind of, just watching little snippets of certain plays that I wanted to see. I didn't go and rewatch the whole game, but some of the my takes on the live post game that I did. Kind of heard the audio was a little bit bad, so again, I just kind of want to reiterate some of the things that we had discussed on Sunday afternoon. I'm gonna give my official team grades. This is something new that I'm gonna try to do on Wednesdays. Depending on when we play, I'm gonna drop them on Wednesdays. I'm gonna drop videos Wednesdays. And I'm gonna try to do a prediction. So I'm gonna try to separate the two, where I do a predictions for the upcoming game. Um, and then I'm gonna try to do a live reaction if I don't go to the actual game, home games. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know y'all gonna catch me on Sundays, Thursdays, or whatever it may be. Y'all gonna catch me doing live reactions where y'all gonna watch the game with me. Y'all ain't gonna see the game, but y'all gonna hear the game in the background. But hey, man, y'all gonna watch me, talk my shit, show my expressions, show my true love for the team. But yeah, man, this is gonna be my final reaction. Some of the stuff that just happened. I know we signed a corner. We signed a corner to the practice squad. I don't know if we elevated anybody up to the active roster, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our grading of offense, defense, and special teams. Teams. I can't talk right now. For special teams in week two. Um, Again, my overall take on the game is that what I really and truly thought coming into this season, I thought the defense was not going to be a major problem for us. I knew we was going to have some learning curves and some uphill battles, but I did not think that this was going to be the worst part of our overall team. I thought our defense was probably going to gel together the quickest. And I'm not saying that the offense is fully gelled together. I know it's still some stuff that they have to um, continue to build upon. Continue to take things slow with Jaden Daniels, who I think had a tremendous game. Again, I know the whole fan base that is heavy, not wanting to see the old RG3 injuries happen to our new QB. But I'm here to tell you, man, we gotta remove that mindset and that mentality of being a worried parent when it comes to Jaden Daniel, because that's what some of y'all act like. Y'all act like those parents that watching their kids play pee wee football in high school and underage football and getting hit and CTE, all these things that that is scaring parents today of why they're choosing to not allow their kids to play the game of football. Hey, man, at the end of the day, we got to understand one thing and one thing only: that this game is violent. This game comes with a lot of potential injuries. That's what it comes with. But if you have been playing this game since you was a little kid and now you have reached the highest of the highest level of football, this is what comes with it. But we should not be scared that we are going to be reliving the RG3 days of the Washington football team or the Washington Commanders team. We was the Redskins back then, but hey, man, we gotta let that go. We gotta trust that Jaden is going to do what's best for the team. He's really not going to put himself in harm's way, and we know that he took a shot on Sunday that kind of took him out for a play, but we can't just sweep over that the guy actually came back into the game, man. And prior to that, RG3 had injuries in college. He had a major injury. Jaden Daniel never had a major injury to my knowledge. I mean, I think he had a concussion and maybe a hurt ankle. But I kind of want to echo some of the things that you heard from. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, check out Rio Robinson. Take him and Lake Lewis Jr. Did their week 3 or their week 2, review, and what they said was kind of true. And this is what I've been saying. Like, if you look at some of these quarterbacks in the NFL, man, some of the greats, a lot of the major injuries that these quarterbacks receive is not from being outside the pocket. It's just not. If you go back, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Russell Wilson, like anybody that's been hurt, Lamar Jackson, when he first got hurt, like a real bad injury, it was because he got sacked inside the pocket. So we gotta stop this mentality that, oh, see, there we go. I knew you guys were just waiting to point out, man. See, there you go, right there. He got hurt, but he got back up. He set out a play, came back into the game. And this is going to go into my offensive take. What I think from the offense. Again, we had no punts at all against the New York Giants, which is, you really gotta applaud them for that, because we haven't seen a offensive game like that where we have 7 drives where we are in the red zone. Again, we had 7 drives in the red zone. Now we'll get into what happened when we got down there, and this was going to lead into my overall grade for that side of the football. But let's get into it. Jayden Daniels really looked good today. He actually showed a little bit more pocket presence. He showed that he can actually deliver the ball. You still kind of see some of those, rookie mistakes that he's making, with some bad throws. Quick to just not go through all his progression and take off. But after that hit, you kind of see him settle down a little bit more inside that pocket. You still kind of want to see him when he does scramble out, look to pass and not just become a straightforward runner. You kind of want to still keep your eyes down the field, because again, these receivers at some point, they're going to break open, you know what I'm saying? Or they're going to work their way towards you. And, whether you take the hit, and I'm not saying that you want the receiver, well, that's their job is to get hit, but you want to dump that ball off to the receivers, man. Let them go do what they get paid to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to take on the run every time you escape the pocket. But again, with some of his runs, it actually extended our drives, what allows us to get down into the red zone. And again, we got down there 7 times. Let's start with the opening kickoff. Again, man, I watched it. All right, it was a little ticky-tack holding or blocking in the back, but again, nothing that was too tremendous that I felt like it should have been called back. But so be it. It got called back. That was our first time in a while of me seeing the Washington Commanders take a kickback for 6. That's just my first time. I haven't seen it in a while. So hey, big shout out to Austin Ekeler for at least taking it to the house, even though it got called back. But again, us moving down the field, man, we established the run on Sunday with our 2, top tier running backs. I'm gonna call them top tier. Like, no, they're not top tier, but hey, look, man, they had good running. Cliff Kingsbury, major shout out to him. If I had to give him a grade, I give him a B. He called up some good plays at good times. Which we had some good runs. Some of them was good runs just by B-Rob extending the run, breaking the tackles, and then Austin Ekeler just finishing runs. 2 good catches, a middle screen he had, and then he had that backdoor screen or that backdoor release where we motioned everything to the right, and Austin Ekeler snuck out the backside, and Jayden Daniels, that was like a 30-yard, maybe 40-yard gain, I want to say. So again, our running back tandem is showing to be one to be reckoned with. You know what I'm saying? We got 2 guys that can run the ball and can catch the ball, and I think we sleep on B-Rob being able to catch the ball outside the backfield. And don't be surprised if you see, as the weeks go on, B-Rob actually catching some of those middle screens, actually getting out on some of those swing passes that we see Jayden Daniels throwing and completing. Hopefully we can come out against the Cincinnati Bengals and have a run play on the first down rather than throwing a swing pass. Or any type of pass that's starting behind the line of scrimmage. Hopefully we can see that. And that lets me that makes me lead into I know a lot of people expected to see Jayden Daniels, step up. I mean, not Jayden Daniels, Terry McLaurin step up and have a big game. But from what I seen while I was at the game, he had some routes that, if you look at the timing and the pressure that Jayden was getting, if Jayden had just a little bit more time and he was actually looking down the field, I think I seen him on one post, man, where he ran a post route and he beat the corner and the safety. But Jaden slipped again, and he slipped and he took the check down route. Can't be mad at it. He's not showing that he's gonna be a guy that's gonna force feed a receiver just to get them going. And I know I've been hearing all the talks about is Terry McLaurin a true number one. I think he is. I just think that we've been seeing so much inconsistency, but him producing without a franchise QB that we kind of still teeter is he that guy that's gonna get that separation? I've seen him get separation on some of the best corners out there. I've seen him make some of the toughest catches that you wouldn't expect a question mark wide receiver number one make. He's made those tough catches. He's beat the top off of a defense before. Um, Again, they just have to. Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin just kind of have to, continue to build that chemistry with one another, and continue to build that trust. You know what I'm saying? And when in doubt, Jaden, hey man, even though you see coverage on that guy, just let it rip, let it get to Terry, and let him see if he can make a play. And then you saw him and Deontay Banks going at it. I think that's going to be a continuing thing as long as Deontay Banks is still with the New York Giants. I think he's still kind of salty that we didn't draft him at 16. Hey man, it is what it is. I know you're a Maryland kid, Maryland University kid, and you kind of wanted to continue on your legacy in the DMV. But guess what? You up in New York now, cause deal with that. Deal with that. Hey, we didn't draft you. 2 tears in the bucket. Fuck it. But anywho, Austin. Then you gotta go to Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz had a big game yesterday, man. He actually, took the old Zach Ertz that we used to see beating guys down the middle of the field, getting stacking on top of linebackers and safeties, and he made a couple. He got a penalty called, still caught the ball. So you gotta give a major shout out to Zach Ertz for stepping up. Then you got to give a shout out to Noah Brown for coming in on short notice and actually coming in and getting a couple catches. He had a key catch down in the fourth quarter to extend the drive. I think it was like a 25 yard pass from Jaden Daniels, and that was like probably the cleanest pocket Jaden Daniels had all game. And that leads to our red zone opportunities that we had that we just didn't capitalize on. Three penalties. I think it was one on Ben, the rookie. I think one was on Sam Cosmi, who just got that payday. And I think one was on Wiley. I think and I was talking to my homeboy about this, man, if we had 7 opportunities, right? Give me 3 touchdowns. That's almost 30 points that we could have put up on the Giants. Because that would have kind of, made the defense. I'm not even going to talk about that yet. But again, if we just can get 3 of those, make those touchdowns, but because we started so far behind the chains, man, it was just kind of hard to capitalize on those opportunities that we did have. So if I had to give, with that being said, if I had to actually give those guys a grade, I'll give them a C minus for the day, because again, those penalties, I just can't negate those penalties that we got. We ran the ball well. Jaden threw the ball well. I think he only missed 6 passes. I think we caught the ball. I think we blocked well. Was there sacks that Jaden, I think, got sacked 5 times? That comes with the territory. Giants are known to put a lot of pressure on QBs, not just rookie QBs. They known to bring pressure a lot, so it's not expected. But I would like to see us counter that heavy blitz, like just for one time, man. And I know it's starting to seem like Cliff Kingsbury and the offense is trying to slow walk Jaden Daniels into becoming that down the field type of passer, where they want to try to hit some of these short intermediate routes and kind of build his confidence up, so that when he do take those, I mean, we did take 2 shots against Tampa Bay, which you gotta be okay with. I think we took maybe 1 shot against New York, and it was a overthrow. But again, I want to see us get back to some of that offense, and I think that they're just slow walking it. So I got to remain patient. So yeah, I'll give them if I had to give them that grade, I'll give them a C minus. Nah, I'm gonna give them a C plus. I'm gonna give them a C plus. I'm gonna be fair, because at the end of the day, we are new. This is a whole new, coaching change. We got a new quarterback. We even shifted our offensive line a little bit from left tackle to center. So, and we got a new tight end. We still trying to find out who that number 2 is, who I think is Noah Brown. His size and him being able, his catch radius being so wide, I think that's going to be our as we go into the further into the continuous of the season that he's going to continue to be our number 2 guy. So with that being said, we're going to talk about this goddamn defense. And I'm a defensive minded guy, man. I done said this time and time again. And when I see our team just getting gashed on runs up the middle, not seeing no pressure from our pass rushers, the rush that we did get from the inside, not finishing plays. There were a few plays, but missed tackles on the second level. My cornerbacks, which I will start breaking some of that down. Who I have question marks about and who I need to talk to y'all about, because some of this talking in the media and some of these content creators that speaks about the Commanders and all that, man, I really do need y'all to give me some answers on this one, man. Did y'all miss number 13 on Sunday, man? Because the way Michael Davis got barbecue chicken, I'm excluding that drag route that Malik Nabers caught early in the game, because it was a pick route where I'm gonna blame Bobby Wagner, man. You gotta see that pick route coming from the outside, man. As you turned and seen that Malik Nabers was coming inside, you can't run into your own man. You set him up for failure. So outside of that, the 2 comebacks, it's okay to get beat once with a comeback, but. And again, I'm not a DB coach. Y'all. But the little bit that I do know about the game of football, man, and what I've heard from just talking to my dad and coaches that he's coached with, talking to the defensive coordinators, the DBs, some of the DBs that he's coached into the league, not directly, but just talking to some of the defenses that he was a part of. Cornerbacks are taught to, on anything from an inside route, as you break on the ball, you break and attack the outside hip. Because guess what? What are you most acceptable to give up? I mean, what are you giving up if you attack inside? You giving up the backside where there's no help there. So you always taught mentally to attack the outside hip of the receiver. So when Malik Nabers ran those 2 comebacks, you saw each time Michael Davis, I'm thinking the first time, all right, you bit inside. You try to attack inside, and he spun out. I'm like, all right, the second one, he at least going to learn. He learned. He got it. I give him a benefit of the doubt. He learned. The motherfucker got beat again. And what was supposed to maybe be like a 3-yard, maybe 5-yard catch, that motherfucker was 10 to 15 yards. Both times. Major defense work extra hard. You know what I'm saying? So I see why he got taken out the game. He did redeem himself a little bit. He did have a couple of plays in the second half that got, shot him out. But then again, I didn't see him in the second half. I saw him in spurts. We saw Noah come in. I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm just gonna. He's gonna be Noah, number 1. Still don't like the number. Still don't like both of his wrist taped. He looks like a linebacker that shouldn't be playing cornerback. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if he messed up both of his wrists or what. But my boy, like you. I don't know what's going on with you, but you got to get them wrists taken care of. And that leads me to number 11, good old number 11, Jeremy Chinn, man. His tackling in the last 2 weeks have been piss poor, man. I don't know what's going on. I heard Rio say, man, he looked good with wearing number 11, and he recovered a fumble, and that's all we heard. And that's true, man. That's all we really seen from Jeremy Chinn, who we brought in, because we thought that we had, issues at safety. Don't get me wrong. Dirk Forrest, yeah, he was acceptable getting beat in pass coverage. But one thing he was great at was tackling. And I'm saying this right now. It's still early. But another week of him getting barbecue chicken and missing open field tackles, suit up number 22. Or play number 40, the young rook. Tyler Owens, I think it's Tyler. Put Owens in the game. Let them guys play that's going to come in and actually... the one thing that we can expect from those 2 guys, 40 and 22, Forrest and Owens, is that they're gonna tackle. Yeah, I don't know about their cover skill. Owens showed some good cover skills. Forrest early on in his being with us, he was getting beat in coverage, deep coverage at that. But one thing that he arrived violently. He was not missing tackles. So if Dan Quinn and Joe Witt and I know I messed his name up. Fuck you, Jet, for pointing that out that I messed his name up in my my live post game. I messed his name up. Oh well, I mess up names. I'm bad at names, y'all. Y'all gonna get them learn that. I'm going fucking name up. But anywho, yeah, you gotta put. We got. What do we keep all these safeties for? We not. Hey, how long we gonna trust number 11? Because even him playing in the box, yeah, he fit some runs yesterday, but some of those whiff tackles, man, those things you don't want to see. And that, I didn't even say that about Michael Davis. It looked like he did not want to tackle. And y'all can say whatever the hell y'all want about Forbes' coverage skills, but one thing you can't say about the little scrawny motherfucker is that he would tackle you. He would at least throw his body in there to tackle, and that's kind of probably why he got hurt. I'm trying to. I'm joking. He not that frat. He might be. I don't know. But look, he wasn't scared to tackle. He wasn't scared to tackle. Frankie Louvu, big game. Bobby Wagner, big game. But I do got to talk about what's been talked about in the media and some of these content platforms, some of these creative platforms, is that, you know, they've been questioning a lot about Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne. You hear some side of the table saying, "Oh man, he's been double teamed. They've been double teamed. They both been double teamed." Other players got to fill those gaps, and they should. But again, like some of the other on the other side, these are the two most highest paid players on our team outside of him. I think the other person is Terry McLaurin. Those two guys got the paydays, and like Rio said, I'm gonna echo what he said. Big shout out to Rio. You don't say those same things about Chris Jones. You don't say those same things about some of the other interior D tackles, D linemen that get pressure, even though that they're getting, or they make plays that you see throughout a game that you like, man, they was getting double teamed, and they was still getting pressure. They were still making plays. Yes, I'm not saying that those guys are them, some of those top interior D linemen, but they're getting paid like it. So at the end of the day, hey, if I'm paying you for your services, I expect to get what I'm paying for in return. And right now, I have seen Daron. He did play a better game last week on Sunday against the Giants, but he gotta finish the plays. He's getting back there. He just can't finish the play. The plays got to be stopped in the backfield for me to start saying, "Hey, good shit, good shit." All right, I can see the turner. I can see the corner turning. And that could be again Russ not playing in the preseason, not none of the preseason games. He could still be just trying to lock in. I saw Jonathan Allen just take himself out of plays. I'm gonna be honest with you. He got maybe one more season that if he ain't producing at a high rate, hey man, let's see what we can get for him. Because again, he's not an Adam Peters guy. He's an old regime guy. And at the end of the day, I know we paid those guys, and that would be another position that we, need to fill. But that's what we got Johnny Newton for. Again, we got to see him play more. Even he was getting double teamed. But again, I think that's because of the defensive alignment. We play this outside the A gap defense alignment. That we don't line up in front of on top of the safety, on top of the corner. On top of the center. We didn't see no stunts. Dorance Armstrong's who we signed. Farrell, Dante Fowler. I'm still trying to figure out why the fuck did we healthy scratch Jamin Davis, who played well against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, I'm hearing everybody say this, and I said it a little bit in my live post game. Why was Jamin Davis not playing? Why was he? But then, no, Dan Quinn spoke to it. He wanted to keep 5 D tackles and kind of go with some of those 5 interior lineman sets. But I'm like, man, that shit wasn't stopping no interior runs, because Singletary hit us down the A gap like 2 or 3 times for like 10 yards. Like, so again, Jamin, if he's been playing well, you don't want to kill the confidence of a guy that had a good week 1 and you just taking him out the game for no reason, or not even playing him for no reason. Dante Fowler, he did make a couple. He got back there against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but he didn't get home. He didn't make no outs. No, like, oh yeah, he deserved it. Yeah, he needed to be a scratch. I'm not saying that he needed to be sitting down either, but at the end of the day, Jamin Davis should have been playing. I hope we see him against Cincinnati, because again, we don't have that pass rush. That pass rush from my DNs is just not there. And the guys that we brought in, we know Khalil Farrell had 2 sacks so far this season, but those was kind of brought by other guys getting pressure and him just sitting there waiting. You get what I'm saying? And that's not no knock on him. Did your job, appreciate it. So if I had to give the defense a grade, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, a D plus. A D plus. They get a D plus for Sunday's game against the Giants, and I'm just gonna be honest with you because I did not like How they gashed us from a passing perspective, how they gashed us from a run perspective. They did score 3 touchdowns, and that game might have been different if Gano didn't get hurt on the opening kickoff. Just being honest. Y'all can sugarcoat it all y'all want, but I'm not gonna reward bad behavior. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't know what Joe Witt is calling. I'm still seeing shout out to Benjamin St. Juice. He played better in the second half. He did make a couple of key plays, the forced fumble, the pass deflection to Malik Neighbors. I gotta give him his kudos with, again, I still question our cornerbacks. Mike Sanders, Mike, the rookie, Mike, he had a bad. He didn't play that well. I'm not gonna say he played horrible. He didn't play that well, but he got beat for a touchdown. We gave up a touchdown to Malik Neighbors wide open. I'm like, man, how the fuck he get this wide open? Like, ain't nobody checking him. And I don't know if that was a man coverage. I don't know if that was zone, but to have two guys, they had two people in the middle of the field in the red zone, in the end zone, just by themselves. Nobody checking them. So again, I cannot give them higher than a D plus. Because again, they played horrible. I don't know what it is. The communication got better, but I still seen some inconsistencies there, like when they didn't know where they were going. Frankie Louvu not knowing where he need to line up at. The cornerbacks or the linebackers not relaying calls to the corners. The corners not relaying it to the safeties. Like, it still looked like there was some disconnect there, and I hope that this is something that they're working on starting practice tomorrow. I heard they had the first 2 days off, and I think they go back live tomorrow in preparation for the Bengals. So I give them a D plus. Now, who gets? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Who gets an A from all three sides of the football? It's our special teams, man. I gotta give them an A plus, man. To go 7 for 7, and major shout out to our kicker. My homeboy told me, man, Al, you got it. Hey, man, I think we found out kicking. I said, whoa. We ain't going to crown my man yet. Yes, he did come in. Major shout out to my guy for coming in and having those going 7 for 7 for field goals. But y'all know me, I'm a consistent guy. You did it last week. You got to come and do this for the rest of the season. Fuck that. We've been having issues at fucking kicker. We haven't had a kicker in a while. And I'm not even gonna say Sly did bad for it. Sly was decent. But again, we need somebody that is gonna come in and hit and make kicks. And we not worry about it. Because at the end of the day, guess what? If we get down into the red zone and we missing field goals, I don't think we win that game. I think we get blown out, honestly. That's just me being 100% honest. But again, let me also say this about the defense. In the second half, they turned it up. The tackles was more secure. Everybody was arriving to the football. It wasn't no multiple broke tackles. We got the turnover. We got the turnover on downs. But I do gotta point out, hey man, Malik Neighbors make that catch 9 times out of 10. He just dropped it. He just dropped it on that key down. But I think he make that catch 9 times out of 10. So I think Joe Witt need to get better at calling the defense. Stop playing your cornerback 7 to 10 yards off the ball. Let these guys bump and run, man, 3 to 5 yards. Let them be there. Let them be in the play. Don't try to take them out the way. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't try to take them out the play and just play safe. And that's what it looks like. I didn't see that in Dallas. I didn't see cornerbacks that played safe all the time. I saw cornerbacks that broke on the ball, that was right there, man coverage. And again, it just makes me question if Joe trusts his cornerbacks. But it remains to be seen if these guys actually make that turn. Benjamin St. Juice, I heard somebody say that, man, hey, he played well. Even though he got beat against Mike Evans, beat is beat. I don't give a fuck if you was there for the play. But if I continue to see you there and you're not making that transition of being there and actually making the play, to me, you still ain't learning, or you still haven't crossed. And I know I gotta give him grace and I gotta give him a chance. But this is make it or break it. This is a contract year. So at the end of the day, hey man, some of those plays that you are there for, I need you to turn those into turnovers. You get what I'm saying? You got your hand on one of them and broke up the pass. I take that. I ain't gonna knock you on that one. But yeah, man. C plus to the offense, D plus to the defense. I just need to see them tackle all 4 quarters. I do need to see that. I do need to see our cornerbacks play a lot better. I think we drafted a rookie. I forgot the dude's name and where he's from. But man, hopefully, hold up. Is something on my camera? Let me move that. My bad. My bad. Better. Probably a little spit. I apologize, y'all. An A+ from my guy Austin, man, who came in and went 7 for 7, gave us 21 points. For the team, a win is a win. I'll take it. I am not a as much as I wanted us to score a touchdown in the red zone at least 3 times. I'll take the 21 points, the 21, the 7 field goals. I take it. Any win is a good win for us because we have been terrible for the last 5 to 10 seasons. So again, man, hey, we are 1-1. We are gearing up for the Cincinnati Bengals, and y'all stay tuned for that one, man. I'm gonna probably drop that Saturday, probably Saturday night. I'll probably drop that on Saturday nights just so y'all can get my predictions, what I expect from the game. So I'm gonna save all that for Saturday's video. And hey, with that being said, I catch y'all guys on the next one, man. Peace out.